Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Musical Mondays. I'll be with you in just a minute. Hello, thank you for joining, everybody. Wow, you guys are right on time, and I am not. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. Nice to see you all. How are you doing this evening, this October evening at What's Cooking? Not too much cooking. We've been going through a storm here, living through what they were calling a weather bomb here on the Pacific coast. You know, I have to say it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but yes, my sister who lives up island in the Cowichan Valley, Tracy, you experiencing blusteries. Here too, in Victoria. So, yeah, it was a bit of a blustery day. Welcome to Musical Mondays. And so great for you all to join me. I have been starting off my live streams by playing other artists, and tonight's no different. I don't know if you can hear it very well, but this is a Canadian artist, Louise Burns, who I love her stuff. She is also a producer, and you know, women sitting in the producer's chair in today's studios is a very important thing. We definitely need more gender balance in those positions in music. So I love her work, and yeah, I'm thrilled to play her song. So you can check her out on the streaming platforms. This song is Emeralds Shatter. I believe she's working on a new album right now, so check her out. It's Louise Burns, and her last name is Burns. So yeah, that's a little Louise Burns. So, and I see some comments going by in the chat. Am I wearing a Christmas shirt? No, I'm not wearing a Christmas shirt. This is my Pacific Northwest shirt. So this would be, I don't know, maybe my sister can identify the tree. Perhaps it's a coastal western hemlock or a Douglas fir. I don't think it's a sequoia, but anyway, I'm wearing it in honor of our blustery West Coast weather we're having right now. So yeah, but I will have a Christmas shirt probably in another month and a half. So a couple of things before I get started with the main content for tonight's show. I advertised that I would be out on the West Coast. Well, I'm on the West Coast, but even further on the West Coast of Vancouver Island tonight. And I was supposed to be, but I'm not. I'm here at home in Victoria. And hopefully we're going tomorrow because my puppy is sick. So she's been in the hospital for the last 2 days, and we're hoping she can come home tomorrow. So we've had to delay our little vacation. So yeah, so here I am in Victoria. So I can't tell you about the wilds of the beaches in Souk yet because I'm not there. So one more thing to tell you about. I am releasing a new single. I'm going to turn this down now. I'm releasing a new single this Friday. That's October 29th, called Sturgeon Love, and a music video. So the single comes out on Friday on all the streaming platforms, and the music video comes out on Saturday. And on Saturday, I'll be doing a live stream at about noonish Pacific time. So I'll be screening the video with whoever whoever joins the video premiere, and performing an acoustic version of the song, so I'll be doing that both on Instagram Live and Facebook Live, so you've got your choice. And I do the Facebook Live because that seems to be the platform that my parents can figure out, and some of the older demographic seem to gravitate towards Facebook. So yeah, so I'll be doing both. So I'll be on both platforms. And yes, I should say too that the puppy, little Gracie, will be okay. She's doing quite well. Thank you. Yeah, so that's this Saturday. So Sturgeon Love, and I'm excited about this one. You know, I'm excited about all my releases, but this one, what date? The song releases on Friday, October 29th, and the live stream is Saturday, October 30th. So this Saturday. Yeah, so I'm excited about this single release. I'm excited about all of them. And I won't be performing a version of the song tonight, but I'll do it next week. Next Monday I'll focus on Sturgeon Love and talk some about the recording of it and the writing of the song. But tonight I wanted to focus on lyrics. So I'm kind of guitarless. I usually have an appendage here. Alexandra, you can relate to that as a piano player. When I see you post your videos, you have the piano in front of you. So tonight I am guitarless, so I usually, have this thing attached to me. So it's a little bit funny because I'm so used to having a guitar strapped to my body when I'm talking about my art and my music. But tonight, related to my new single, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of my poetry and lyrics and do a little bit of acapella stuff. So a little bit different tonight. Hello, Stevie the French. Thank you for joining. Yes, not even a kazoo, although I could pretend, but no, I won't subject you to that. So one of the acapella songs I wanted to do is called Nasturtium, and it's a song you can find on Spotify and on the streaming platforms, and it's from an album, I'll tell you in just a sec, an album that I released back in 2004, and yeah, it's the third song on this album, and it's a song I wrote clearly a number of years ago, almost 20 years ago now, and I wrote it around the time that I first learned about the sturgeon that live in the Fraser River here on the west coast. So the Fraser River flows from the Rocky Mountains in BC and Alberta through the province of British Columbia, where I live, and then drains into the Fraser River Delta, drains into the Pacific Ocean at Vancouver, where I used to live. So I learned about the Fraser River sturgeon, which are an amazing fish, an ancient kind of throwback holdover from the dinosaur era. And so I wrote Nasturtium first, and then Sturgeon Love came a couple of years after Nasturtium. So I'm being very casual tonight, disappearing from the frame and all that. That's what happens when I don't have a guitar. So a little bit of Nasturtium. And it's been a while since I've done this, so I actually need the lyrics for this one. So a little bit of Nasturtium. Let's see. Nasturtium grows inside me, blossom through my skin, glow me red like river steel, and carry me over ancient sex. Play not like my dignity. Ooh, 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 Nasturtium burns inside me, fragrant through my mouth. Plant me see like striving fish, reaching you with body bruise, fluid as a memory. Ooh, 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 ooh. There's Nasturtium for you, so you can see hello the Vermeers. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Thanks for joining. So you may have caught the fish references in that, and kind of thinking about river and steelheads and fish, and not sturgeons aren't named specifically, but there's a lot of inspiration from the life of rivers in that song, and the cycle of life in that song, and feeling, kind of getting in touch with the feeling of being one with the place that I live. So thanks for listening to that. Very short song. And, when I wrote it, it's like, the recorded version of that, I think it's 1 minute and 20 seconds long, so very short. And as I've performed this song, it's always been an introduction to other songs, or kind of a little bridge between songs, where kind of the music comes down, the voice comes up, and then the voice comes down, and then the music comes back up. So that's always been the intention of the song. And as I was just singing that right now, I was thinking about when I wrote this song and practicing with my band at the time. Then we talked about making a dance song out of this, and I think I might do that at some point. I think it might be really cool to turn this into like an EDM club song. I can kind of hear this like great bass line in it. It's really like driving bass line, almost like the pulse of a river, like the flow of a river. So that is Nasturtium, and a few thoughts on that. I don't know if you were interested in having me just recite it so you can hear the words a little better. Sometimes I find that singing, I kind of take a few liberties in pronunciation and stuff, so I'll do that. So it goes: Nasturtium grows inside me, blossom through my skin, glow me red like river steelhead, carry me over ancient sex, play not like my dignity. And then there's the ooh 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 part. Nasturtium burns inside me, fragrant in my mouth, plant me seed like striving fish, reaching you with body bruise, fluid as a memory. So there's a lot of imagery, as I was saying, of fish and rivers and the cycle of life, and there's a lot of sex in this too, so kind of getting at that cycle of life and the thinking of how important the life cycle and the sex cycle is for the survival and the kind of the continuation of an ecosystem or creatures in the ecosystem. So that's great. Yeah, you're so right, Alexandra. Almost any song can be an EDM mix. It's very true. Great. Okay, and what else was I was going to do? I was going to actually, so talking about lyrics a bit more, I was going to go back to my little book here. And I was going to go back to when I was writing Vanishing of Bees. So Vanishing of Bees started out as kind of a couple of different poems. So for those of you that don't maybe know all of my songs, if you're new to Musical Mondays, Vanishing of Bees was the first single off of my last album. And it was a fundraiser for the David Suzuki Foundation. And so it started out as a couple of poems. So I thought I would read the poems that kind of grew into the full song. And then I could try and sing an acapella version or maybe one verse of acapella of Vanishing of Bees. So, you guys have been very active in the chat. Oh, hello, that's Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. My niece seems like is tuning in. My niece and sister. Great, thanks for tuning in. So if you have questions, I know you're all being very active in the chat, and I really appreciate that because it helps me feel connected to you. Let me know if you have any questions. So here's the poems, and excuse me, the first one is actually called The Vanishing of Bees, and for the song, when I recorded and released the song, I took the away, so it just became Vanishing of Bees. So here we go. The Vanishing of Bees. We have 4 years, long enough, my dears, to turn the sound into flowers. It's within your power to turn it all around. We have 4 years, time to dry our tears and bring the flights into blooms and escape our tomb. We gotta make this right. Sugar me up, flight, fight, make it right. Color burst, bring us life. Sugar me up, time to make this right. Good night, sweet bumblebee, your song will set you free. Carry your message from flower to flower. The kiss of life, buzz to the heart of the monster who must go first. Wow, that's kind of intense. The song ended up being having a bit more of a positive message. Excuse me. So then the next poem that these two kind of mush together to become Vanishing of Bees. So the next poem is called Color Burst. And thank you for the hearts and thank you for the bees. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that, Alexander. I appreciate that. So Color Burst. So long, mighty pollinator. Farewell to the bees, a felling of trees. Fruits fall from the vine and flowers wilt and die. It's time to cry and the river will dry. A torrent of love once raged there and now it is still. All color has drained from the sky and the bright ones have started a fire to rage and raise, all life chilled now to ash. Whew. Also very intense. I haven't read these for quite a while, so it's super intense. So I should say a little bit about the songwriting process around that. I'm thinking about Vanishing of Bees. I'm going to go forward a little bit while I'm doing that. So I was clearly going through something very dark. I was going through definitely a depressive period where I was reading a lot about climate change, and it was the poems were written around the time when there were a lot of fires, and I think it was, if I'm remembering right, in terms of timing, we had very smoky skies in Vancouver, and I was really, really having a hard time with it. I think a lot of people were, but I was feeling quite a bit of catastrophic grief and depression about the state of our world. And I had the opportunity to talk with another artist that I love their work so much, and they said to me something about the privilege of being an artist and having a voice and using that voice to turn the grief into love, and that a positive message is so important. So I really took that to heart, and when I was writing Vanishing of Bees and really wanted to really wanted to have some kind of message of hope. So I ended up writing the song through the eyes of two different individuals, through the eyes of child Kelly and through the eyes of adult Kelly, to try and capture that hope and wonder, or the wonder of a child, and then the grief of the adult, and then the hope of the child and the adult together. So that's a little bit about that. Hang on, let me see what you are all saying. Dark but poignant. Yes, thank you. Do you still write poems a lot? Yes, I do. Very, very much. I have volumes and volumes of these little books. Notice there's octopi on this one. So yeah, I'm writing all the time. Poems to tunes, yes. Have you thought about releasing a poem book? Yeah, and my sister answered your question, Alexandra. I did release a book of poetry a number of years back. Actually, Songs from the Tin Forest, where the first song I sang, Nasturtium, is off that album. So it was a spoken word album, spoken word and music. Self-published, yes, it was. So yeah, I might do that again because, excuse me, I do have volumes and volumes. So maybe I'll sing a little bit of Vanishing of Bees if I can kind of get the rhythm and get the pitch. We made for the trees, fell down to our knees. When we were 11, I realized what I could see. Vanishing of bees. Okay, I'm singing Vanishing of Bees in progress. Okay, here we go. I should know my own song. Here we go. Okay. A child in love with the trees, gentle giant swaying above me. This verdant world set me free. I made for the trees, fell down to my knees. When I realized what I could see, the vanishing of bees, vanishing of bees. This is a song I'll write for my whole life. The sound of bees in flight. It's a horrible sound, a silence so loud. How can this be? The vanishing of bees. Vanishing of bees. We've been so lost, such a terrible cost. Love can set us free. Take a moment to breathe. Lie down in the leaves. Believe in what you see. Vanishing of bees. Vanishing of bees. It's not too late to make this right. It will be soon, still got time to make it right. Hurry, don't wait, still got time to turn this round. But not too much, I hope we can get it sweet. Bumblebee, don't say goodbye. along with that little vocal adventure with me. Yes, it does sound so different without the guitar. It does for me too. I would say as a singer, I'm not getting all those intonations and harmonics of the voice and the guitar together. So it really does become a different song in a lot of ways. Thank you all for listening. It's super fun for me as I'm going back here. I'm just looking at all of these pages of poems that eventually became the song Vanishing of Bees. Thank you so much, Denise. I'm glad you enjoyed it without the guitar. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So maybe the next one, well, I'm going to talk about Sturgeon Love and do Sturgeon Love next week. But maybe after that, I might do See in Me, because I have pages and pages of poems that became See in Me as well. Yeah. So, that is my show for tonight. I send you all a big round of applause and say thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it, and love your energy and your responses. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for your comments. So great. And I like to keep these under half an hour because it helps me be able to download them and then re-upload them. So we're almost there. So yeah, it's true. I get to use my hands, and I'm using my hands a lot. I'm voguing, which totally ages me. Hello, Bobby Bodine. Thank you for joining, and I'm sorry to say we are just wrapping up. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay well, take care, stay dry if you're here on the Pacific Coast. And I hope to see you next week, 7:30. And if you haven't already done so, and if you are on the streaming platforms, I would love it if you would pre-save my new single, Sturgeon Love, because those pre-saves are like gold for us musicians these days. They help us get more exposure on the platforms. So if you feel so inclined, I would so appreciate it. All right, everybody, take care, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.